2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dollar to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. It's a new day, days been new. Been a decade since I made it out of rental. We some owners, baby, we don't got no. One. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dollar to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. It's a new day, days been new. Been a decade since I made it out of rental. We some owners, baby, we don't got no rent due. Might trick, but my wife, you like to trick too. Merry Christmas, hey Saint Nick. What we want get, we on wait list. How we got here doesn't make sense. Have patience, that'll make sense. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dollar to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. Picking up the slack, joining this prime way, I'm getting to the rack. I do what I want, when I want, where I want, no cap. Put in all work, now I'm getting to the back. 25-8, I got money on my mind. Live life great, but I'm always on the grind. Navy blue tank, I don't wear it for the time. Real hustler, baby, throw my rollie in the sky.
Get ready for blast off.
Ball pointing cushy, so you know it's berserk. Trevor on the mix, so you know we gon' work. I might leave it wine, find the beach and go surf. I'ma ride the wave till I'm out of this earth. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dollar to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me, Lost?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
All right, absolutely, man. Thank you guys for being here tonight on another episode of Flipping Tables with me, your host, BMU, my co-host, the velvet voice of YouTube himself, Lost in Translation. Man, listen, I want to definitely get into this conversation tonight. You see the title tonight, The Art of Saying No. All right, we're going to review some things, and then we're going to talk about some things tonight. If you already been in the chat, let's see, we get this out of the way real quick. Okay, nobody in the chat yet. We got the people coming in right now. I see them. When you come in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we're going to jump right into this conversation. But before we do, let me get some people up here. All right. Uncle Jeff is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Put your damn hands together. Come on, put them hands together.
Fellas, what's up?
What's happening, Jeff?
Hey, man.
Good to see you.
Good
all right.
To be seen.
When Coach Ferg, I think Coach Ferg is shaving his. Oh, there he is.
All right.
Coach Ferg is in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man? Y'all looking good, man. Y'all shining. Y'all looking good, though, on camera, though, for real.
Appreciate you, bye.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So I just wanted to check on everybody, man. Lost in Translation, how are you doing, sir?
I am well. I just got up. You know, you got to take them naps, man, so you can get ready for this evening. So outside of that, I'm good, man.
Absolutely. Uncle Jeff, how are you and the family, brother? Okay, I guess they're good. Coach Ferg, how are you and the family, brother?
My family's doing great, man. You know, real quick, I just, listen, man, y'all get your checkups, man. This is my time of the year. I got to go get mine tomorrow. So, yeah, get your checkups, man.
All right. Uncle Jeff, how are you and your
good,
family?
Man, I'm good. Family's good. No complaints. Got some big stuff coming up. I'm going to tell y'all when it finally kick off, but we real close. And Coach Ferg,
What's up,
when
bro?
you say, usually when men say don't forget them checkups, we really usually mean the annual finger in the booty checkup.
Not that deep, brother.
Oh, pause. Immediately.
Not that deep, brother.
Oh, you ain't going for that one. That's usually what when dudes say, you gotta get your checkups. That's the one, because that's the one we dread. That's
get your vitals checked, man. Get your
small
vitals.
hands for that.
Oh, man. Well, I thank you guys for being here tonight. I want to go ahead and jump into this because I want to make sure we get in and get out, but be great while we're in it. Awesome. So a few days ago, I want to say last week, the Michael Obama. I
don't know why that cracks me.
Had an interview with the mentally ill Taraji P. Henson. And they had a conversation. Now, I wanted to review it, but you know what? Anton did such a great job. I'm going to use his video tonight because he really broke it down, and I want us to break it down even further in the conversation. So here we go. Oh, here we go. We got CJ in the house tonight. Thank you, CJ, for being here, man. What's up with you, brother? Big Ruck 77 said pause a whole bunch of times. He said he should hit that like button when you come in. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Big Mike Obama. Yes. Okay. So let me put Big Mike on the screen here. Let's see. Let me share my screen here, and we're gonna get to work. Now, I do want to keep in mind, did you guys see, I'm gonna say this, then we move on. Did you guys see that nobody was going to pick Shador Sanders at all, right? We'll talk about that Wednesday on the sports show.
I saw it.
But however, right before the draft was over, y'all see who sent a tweet?
Oh, that broke up, bro. I didn't hear it.
Did y'all see who sent a tweet?
No, I didn't see it.
When they said Shador wasn't going to get drafted at all? Donald Trump.
Yeah, I saw it. It was during the draft. I saw that. It was during the draft.
Yeah, Donald Trump said, "Are you stupid, NFL owners, not to put this man on your roster? Are you stupid?" And guess what? With the last pick of the NFL draft for the Cleveland Browns, they select Shador Sanders. Even though they drafted a quarterback 2 rounds earlier.
They got 5 quarterbacks on their roster, man.
Yep.
I'm so tired. I'm just tired, gentlemen. I'm tired of us stomping our feet and crossing our arms with people who are beneath us because we're too afraid to do this shit on our own. That's all this comes down to. Not a damn thing else. There's no other reason. The NFL exists for the same reason George Zimmerman is around. Black folks are scared of white folks. That's all. That's. Let's just be honest about it. We don't need. You know what you need for a league? Some grass, a ball, and some niggas. That's it. You know how I know leagues exist? Because every year it's parents waking up at 5:45 in the morning to drag their funky ass kids out to a soccer game. They pray they lose so we don't have to come back out here next week. And you gonna that all these millionaires is sitting up here. Yeah, let me get this straight. Y'all mad because Massa didn't take that big, strong buck when you thought he should have? Bro, I'm sorry. I don't know another way to look at it. I'm sorry. Y'all help me out. Y'all sports fans.
I just don't know what else he'll be doing in life if he wasn't playing ball, though.
Counting all that money his daddy made.
His daddy did, but his daddy played for the same people.
Okay, but that's what his daddy had to do.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's what his daddy had to do.
We'll talk about that. You know what?
Okay,
yeah,
next show.
We got a sports show tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
But I want to get into this video. Michael Obama. Arpain, what's going on, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm cool, man.
It's good to see you, my guy.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying, man. I'm still recovering from seeing Sinners.
Oh, how was it?
Oh.
Did you like it?
Oh, yes, very, very, very good.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was getting to some nice, soft, pillowy piece of ass.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop right in this thing. Here we go.
And so practicing no in a very different way intentionally. But then this is what makes it hard because, my decision to skip the inauguration, what people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice making the choice that was right for me, and it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hard thing for me to do. I had to basically trick myself out of it. And it started with not having anything to wear. I mean, I had affirmatively, because I'm always prepared for any funeral, anything. I walk around with the right dress. I travel with clothes just in case something pops off. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing.
But then you become a shock absorber.
Yeah.
And that's what women are.
Yeah.
Shock absorbers.
Yeah.
And that's exhausting. And it's not healthy.
Yeah.
It is not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You've had to be shock absorbers for your husband, for your children, for your mom, for your family, your loved ones, because of where you were sitting in the public eye. That's not fair to you.
And this is literally coming from a woman that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is not married, don't have a husband or a man to call her own, but yet she's giving advice and piggybacking off of Michelle Obama, basically turning into the ultimate feminist. That's what I see Michelle Obama doing. This podcast is the ultimate feminism podcast, and it's turning into the miserable woman. I'm really trying to take back my power. I don't like the fact that I've been playing second fiddle to Barack Obama. And I predict, obviously, and I don't think that this is too far-fetched of a prediction, that Obama, Barack that is, will eventually make his appearance on Michelle Obama's podcast in order to continue to boost it up, because they are now looking to create a persona / social media mogul of Michelle Obama. Now, I went through and I looked at the likes versus the dislikes, and it's still disproportionately dislike versus like, but it's starting to switch over into more people that actually rock with Obama, or Michelle Obama, that is. And maybe these are the same people that bought her book, are starting to embrace this form of feminism. And now what I see is a turning of the tide from her actually being a representation of what all women were of yesteryear with regard to tradition, to her trying to turn that whole social norm on its head, capitalize off of this feminism movement, and continue to try to empower women to do the thing that she is doing, yet she is privileged enough to have benefited from her husband's visibility. And now she's making every single thing and every single subject about her. And now we're starting to have this conversation about her saying no to the inauguration. Let's continue.
When do you ever get to live?
There for just a second, guys. What do you think so far about Michelle Obama wanting to get her power back? Take your time.
Anybody? I mean, shit. I like to sit back, but hey, one, This absolutely reeks of what whenever a celebrity or a dignitary tries to play down something, that's because there's too much truth in it. I have a hard time believing that this isn't the result of a straw that broke the back of the 1,000th camel. That with all that we may think and all the pressure of being who she was, she has decided it's my time now. And I think it's fine for her to discuss that. The problem becomes when regular women try to emulate the lives of these women in extraordinary positions. This is where you get women that have Birkin bags, own Birkin bags, and live in high crime areas. How the hell you do that? I'm not sure. But it is because they are chasing the happiness they believe, like children, comes from materialism. So it's fine. Yeah. I'm sorry. I took a long road to say that you broke heifers need to quit listening to these rich bitches. That's like me coming on here going, you know what? I hit Powerball, so I only drive Ferraris and Maybachs. So all you niggas that drive regular cars, something wrong with y'all. So now y'all starving your goddamn kids, sitting around eating bologna, trying to drive a damn Range Rover because you trying to live a life I live over here and using me for examples as what you and your friends should be doing. That's fucking childish. That's what I think.
Thanks.
Pain?
All right, well, listen. I don't think I don't think anything more of this, right? If Michelle really wants to talk some shit, change your last name. Go back to your maiden name. Go back to your maiden name. Then let's talk after that. I mean, she's not the first woman to shit on the man who made him famous, right? She's just maybe the most high-profile one that we know of, and it's the ultimate selfishness. I mean, you were married to the guy who was the most powerful man in the world for 8 years. He made everything that you are is because you were married to him, and now you resent that. Now, that's not new either, right? There's some biblical principles to that as well. People do resent. And I said biblical, but there's some spiritual stuff. People end up resenting the people who do the most for them sometimes. Right? I don't know what it's called, but I know it's out there. So I mean, it's just like a variation on a feminist theme. I don't even want to say it's a final nail in the coffin. I mean, because the nail's already all the way around the coffin already. So how many? We're looking for space. There's no more space in a coffin between men and women. She's finding the space so she can nail another nail in there. So I just think that we shouldn't even get so. She's just another failed woman who hates her husband. And just disrespected all the shit that he's done for her. I don't give a shit what happened inside the house. You were with him, and you're famous because you married that man. And that shit, and you would think that would be something you'd be appreciative for the rest of your life, but it's not. And I don't think we should waste. I mean, I'm not going to say this. I mean, there's something worth talking about, but as black men, aren't we kind of tired of wasting our energy on fucking women like this? I mean, there's a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? At some point we got to be too tired to keep wasting energy on fucking women like this.
Jesus.
Other way, I'll land it there.
Coach Bird.
I mean, listen, man, y'all dudes, man, y'all just bringing it all together. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's just a continuation of just the whole feminist dialogue to 25K. That's all it is. Now like I said, the highest female honor in the land, one of the highest, the first lady. You get to the ultimate, she's talking in a sense like, y'all go ahead and continue this idiotic lifestyle that we out here doing. And she's talking about, man, she said on another interview that men be in bedpans. So I lost all respect right there. So I really don't have too much. That she when she was on the interview with what's that, Tracy Ellis, she's talking about men being bedpans. I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna sell the older man being in bedpans, like being in the bed, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I just lost respect for it when I was like, what? I was like, oh no. But this is just a continuation. You're gonna have these, like he said, Taraji, female. You've been ran through the Hollywood streets. You was just crying to us a year ago, talking about help, come see, give me some money, y'all, and we went out there and back. Now you talking about you telling the ultimate lady that her life really ain't shit. That's what I got out of it. You had a family and a husband and some good kids. I said, you had so much pressure. I've been out here in the streets of our NFL, and it was just lovely. It's just stupid, man. Listen, fellas, if y'all do like these brothers say, y'all gonna be the shit in about 5 more years. That's all it's gonna take, about 5 more years. Get away from this type of woman, man. Don't even listen to them. That's all I got, man. It's just crazy.
Lost in translation?
Thank you. Gentlemen, envy is a very powerful sin. And wielded incorrectly can do way more damage, you know what I mean, by certain people. I'm going to tell you guys a little story, man. Just yesterday, I was on TikTok. And of course, you know me, I like to go into places where I'm not supposed to be and just sit there and just be quiet. I was sitting in the middle of this woman's show. It was, I forgot what it was called, but she claims to service the 92%, okay, of the women. And that's what they call themselves, the 92%. So I said, let me see what they're talking about. The whole time they were there, they were talking about feeling good and decentering men and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, where would something like this come from? And enters in Michelle Obama. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I'm very disappointed in her. I'm going to tell you why. I'm disappointed in her because she had an opportunity to be honest and tell the truth about what the reason why she didn't show up for her husband and the country. Because basically, ultimately, that's what that is when you're in that position. Instead of her saying the reason why I didn't show up was because I was embarrassed by what I said and that we lost because the candidate that I supported lost is the main reason why I didn't show up. If she had said that, I would have had way more respect. But for her to get up and create a podcast and to just rail on men and show them the absolute disrespect in the face of losing is a failed opportunity to correct and heal the community when all she did was double down on her rhetoric. Did you hear what I said? My whole thing is this. If you listen to them, it's all about me, 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 me. If you give women power, it's all about servicing their ego and them, and that's it. And the only person that benefits from it is them. Now, if you give men power and you listen to them, it's a different energy. It's to support and build up everyone. It's to take care of the wife and the kids and the community and to do business with other people. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Literally making the world a better place through dialogue and understanding, showing the best versions of ourselves, which ultimately is what we're supposed to do anyway. But if your main goal is to show and to sow deceit and dissension and to divide and to conquer, I'm going to let you in on a newsflash. That does not work. It has never worked. And I'll give you the reason why. Anytime you deplete your ranks by means of deleting children before they get here, you cut down your army. So therefore, you don't grow. Then on top of that, once you disrespect those who could have helped you, they no longer show up to support you. So therefore, your army still dwindles. And not only that, when you put your power in the hands of celebrities, if you take a look back, who have no power, who have no voice, and who no longer have a say-so, is the reason why this country pushed back on the rhetoric of your candidate. If you look at it, your candidate embarrassed you, and it caused you not to show up for your husband, which is the man you chose to be your leader, aka your partner. You know what I mean? And you embarrassed him in front of the nation. Our first Black president has to deal with a woman like this. And you know the killing part about it is, I don't understand why Barack won't grab himself by the balls and get a hold of this. But I just don't think he got it in him, man. I think he tired. But my thing is that I've seen him do things that make me think, you know, there's still a man in there somewhere. And Barack, if you're listening, you still got a job to do, sir. You still have a job to do. Now, I understand you want to support your wife or whatever, but your wife doesn't know how to say, I'm sorry. She doesn't know how to apologize. And when people don't know how to do that, they don't know how to tell the truth. I don't know about you or how much y'all put stock in the truth, man, but the truth heals. A lie does nothing do but conceal and destroy. So I'm going to land my plane by saying this. Barack, if you're listening, sir, do something. Do something.
You know, in order, and I'm going to say this. Michelle, if you're listening, you ain't nothing without Barack. Nobody knows your name. The song won't even be invented. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name if it were left up to you. Without Barack Obama becoming the first Black president of the United States of America, no one would know you. You probably be working at some DA's office. You wouldn't have that $5 million vineyard in California. You wouldn't own the property your mama struggled to pay for in Chicago. You wouldn't have that penthouse in New York if it wasn't for your husband serving 8 years as a president. Michelle is on a roll right now because last year, do you remember when her book came out? She talked about how she couldn't stand him. When she first met him, he wasn't attractive to her. She also said in her book that she didn't support him. She didn't want him to run for president. It drove her mad when he ran. When he went for his second term, she felt disrespected because she didn't want him to run a second term. And she said, clearly, I did not support it. Then a year later, right when we thought you got done with the Vaseline, you put it right back on the broomstick and you stuck it up his ass again. Because then you say, I want my power back. And basically, I'm gonna tell my husband no. And in order for me to get my power back, I will destroy my man to make a stand. I will destroy my man to be something off of what he gave me. Michelle, you sounded like Shawnee O'Neal. Without Shaq, there's no Shawnee. You sounding a lot like a lot of women who carry the last name of the husbands that they're no longer with and making money off of it. And now that Barack Obama has put you on his shoulders and gave you a platform and gave you life and gave you millions of dollars and gave you security for the rest of your life where nobody can get near you, now you want to play this role. Michelle, you're in trouble. I also want to, before we move on, address what Anissa said. Anissa says, right? She says, you're assuming that Obama had a problem with it. You don't know their private conversations. Listen, we're sitting here listening to a man. This is not how it goes. There's a visionary, and then after the visionary, there's a follower of the vision. When you're in the military, I've never been in there, Uncle Jeff. Maybe you can tell us.
Yes.
Or Coach Bird can tell us. When you're in the military, you can't go with your own mission and tell the person in charge your mission and what you want to do, what your vision is for the mission. He I don't have to be in the military to know that. He tells you what the mission is and you carry it out. If everybody went to the battlefield with their own mission, a whole bunch of y'all will be dead. She does not follow provision. And as you continue this video, I think it's like 2 more minutes of her destroying Barack or telling everybody that she does not follow her husband and she does not do what he says. And she told him, no, I ain't going to an inauguration. If you want to walk in there, basically what she's saying is you want to walk in there by yourself, nigga, do it. I know that Barbara gonna be there with Bush. I know Hillary gonna be there with Bill. I know Melania gonna be there with Trump. Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna be the typical black female and abandon your ass when you need me the most. Let's move on. Here we go. Michelle, Michael, Michelle. We having problems with you. All right, let's finish up.
If for you, I applaud you. I'm happy that you are taking care of yourself in the way that you need to.
Yeah.
I've been talking. If this is not the most first world problem situation that I've ever seen in my entire life, this chick is literally on a podcast talking about she's taking her power back from saying no to going to an inauguration to where her husband was literally the only person that had to be by himself and hold up the family legacy by, doing what it is that he knew to do what was right to preserve the traditions of the White House.
Talking to Misha about this, and opting out might be that's a
real quick, I'm pause it.
That's her brother, right?
Yeah, that's the both of them look like they were born something else. You look like Wendy Williams with a wig off. Anissa also says you're hilarious. You could give advice to Michelle and Barack. Well, you know what, Anissa, I may not be able to, but somebody need to whisper in Barack ears. Get your nuts back. Get your nuts back. You already married a transgender. Now you're gonna let this transgender tell you that she's not going to go to the inauguration, that she's not going to show up to the funeral. See, Barack, if I could give Barack some advice, I would tell Barack, at one time you were the most powerful man in the world. Now you're the biggest bitch. Get some fucking nuts and tell her, get that fucking dress and put it on and play your goddamn part. Because without me, you're nothing. Get that fucking dress, put it on. You're going to the inauguration, put that dress on. You're going to Jimmy Carter's funeral, and that's the fucking end of it.
BMU, if you go back and you listen to what she said earlier, she said she consulted with her team.
Her team, not her husband. Ain't this some bullshit?
Who the hell is your bullshit? Think about that for a minute. You done just told her husband, but you gonna consult your damn team?
Ain't that some bullshit?
If I may, gentlemen, if I could, I want to back up just a little bit to something that's common amongst common people, which is to disrespect the critique of an individual because they're not on the level that this commoner isn't on, that feels that that's the only person they can take a solid opinion from with regard to who are you to have an opinion. I'm not an astronaut, a farmer, or a superhero, but I can talk about the moon cows and Batman at dinner parties without embarrassing myself. And I don't need to be an expert to have an opinion. And there's a great way to not be subjected to these opinions. You can take your ass and go fry some chicken or something, or clean your funky ass house, or it's a ton of things you could do other than be subjected to the opinions of the men here. I mean, I'm glad you're here, because where else would we get to bat around foolishness other than what we brought in? I mean, the extra foolishness you bring is great, but to disrespect our opinions because we're not dignitaries, well, what does that say of you and your time and why your ass is even here listening? Number two, I don't But how do you know Barack took a certain opinion with his wife? I don't have to know. I don't care how he feels. Maybe he's cool with it, but I'm not. Okay? There's a lot of things Barack was cool with that I wasn't. Barack was cool. Barack was cool with sitting down and having a beer with a racist police officer. I'm not cool with that. Barack was cool with chastising black men and never uplifting us. I'm not cool with that. Barack never launched a federal investigation into why Wells Fargo wouldn't give black people loans. And he could have done that sitting in the Oval Office, and he didn't. And I'm not cool with that. Barack lets his man, well, no, because Michelle kind of sexy to me. I don't know what y'all talking about. Okay, Barack lets his wife run roughshod over him in public. He's okay, and he might even take the peg while they having sex. That's their business. But I have an opinion, and if you don't like my opinion, man, I got something ugly to say. I'll just wait and see what you type.
And I'll say this, because Anissa is saying, I know she's all for females dominating men.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if I feel like this, guys, can y'all help me with this? If a woman is feeling this way, why not just go be with another woman? Why not be a lesbian? If you're not going to, because you were created to be the help to the man, not the hurt to the man. So if you're going to be the hurt to the man and you want to be out on your own, and you're still married to Barack, and you want to be out on your own doing your own thing, oh, I'm going to take my power back. What do you mean your power? The power that's given to you came from your husband's sacrifice. She wants a man that she can dominate and run over, and Barack is just taking it. He's taking it. He's not really going to say anything to her. Because some men, and this is the worst damn thing I've ever heard in my life. I heard my uncle say this, and I want to punch him in his mouth. He said, I got in an argument one time, long time ago. He told me, hey, man, you want to be right or you want to be married? I said, motherfucker, I want to be right. Listen, if I'm right, I'm right. I'm not going to dummy down myself to indulge a woman's insecurities. I'm not. Michelle is at a midlife crisis right now.
Yep.
She's in a midlife crisis right now, and she's on a public platform using any means necessary to pull her husband under the water and drown him. She's going to step on his head so she can survive.
You know what? I'm going to steal a line from what the ladies usually say about us. Michelle, instead of starting a podcast, go get some therapy, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead and get some therapy.
Yeah, you can't even say who hurt you. I mean, that's just crazy. Listen, 3 months ago, right on this channel, I did the ultimate emasculation. Michelle tells Barack he shouldn't die. That's the title of the goddamn thing. So, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now. She continues. I mean, every time she talks about Barack, it's negative. This is not the first time, right? How about that decade long? I couldn't stand him for 10 years and all this other horse shit. While he's making me famous, making me a gazillionaire, I hate him for it. I hate what he's done to me. I hate the fact that I live in this, what's it, opulence? Whatever the word is, all this great shit that I have. That motherfucker, I'd rather eat Alpo and sit in a corner, with the guys on Harrington Avenue in Philly, whatever the hell it is, What is she talking about? It's just crazy, but it's nothing new to me. This is where black women, the 92% have been going for the longest time. It's been in front of our face forever. That's why even when I was on Hampstead, I think y'all, not me, I'm done, right? I think you guys are wasting I think black men are wasting whatever energy we got left where we could do more productive things on black women.
And she said at the beginning of the conversation, what did she say? when she first got on. She said it got so bad. She's listening to what people are saying. So in this, I want you to pay attention to this. At the beginning of the video, she said it got so bad when I was making these decisions, people started talking about my marriage is in shambles. So she's listening. She has an ear to the ground. She's hearing the little people talk about her and Barack. She's listening to it. She hears it. All right. I want to get these super chats, guys, real quick. I want to show some appreciation to these guys. We got Hink from the basement in the building. What's going on, Hink? My brother. $2 super chat. He said, "Our pain is Craig Robinson, your long lost son." And we got Curtis Moore, man. Yeah, that is funny. Curtis Moore, $4.99 super chat. He said, "What's good, BMU and panel? What's going on, my guy? Appreciate that, man. Guys, if you want to give, don't tell me you love me. Show me you love me. The link is the banner will be at the bottom of the screen in about 2 seconds, and then also you can give a super chat if you wish to do that as well. All right, so let's go ahead. I want to finish with the video, and then we can really have the whole dialogue. Here we go.
We're talking about here,
because you can't keep pushing through. That's detrimental. That could end very bad. Because you're not paying attention. I mean, I had a girlfriend one time. She was taking on so much. She didn't even realize she spilled hot grease on her chest. Wow. She just disfigured her.
Really?
Copycat.
That's what we're doing. She didn't know that she spilled hot grease on her chest. And what the fuck is we talking about?
Entire chest.
So what's y'all thoughts? Does anybody be under so much stress you can't feel yourself burning with grease on you?
No, I think what we are witnessing here is the use of hyperbole. Yes. How many people have? I used to tell my ex-wife, you know what? It's not that you're making problems bigger than they have to be. The truth is, the problems are that big, and I'm a superhero. Let's go with that. Let's not go with the concept of you making a tumor out of a zit. Let's not go with that. Let's go with the fact that this is a malignant tumor and I'm a genie. Because all of these, that's all this is. She was a friend of hers. Was cooking some chicken and some grease popped on her, and she didn't notice. You mean to tell me you accidentally put your hand in some French fry grease? A nigga is wearing your ass out that time? Really?
Now, Uncle
when your friend has some kind of mental disorder that has disconnected her from her nerves, and that ain't got a goddamn thing to do with your watching audience, to include the bitter manless heifers that may wander in here tonight.
She said that it was so bad that the grease disfigured her chest and she didn't even know it. Okay, let me continue. Let me let it play out.
Disfigured, doing too much. I mean, physically, it's impossible. You have to stop and go, whoa, what's happening with me? You know, I have to check out. I'm sorry, everyone. I have to check out for my own safety and sanity. Yeah. And it's a hard thing to do, but you must. I don't know if that's sending the kids away for summer. I used to get on my mom because that last day of school, my bag was in the trunk and she was driving me down south. Right. And I
now you understand.
I totally get it. I understand that woman needed a break. And I was a lot as a kid. I was very rambunctious, probably undiagnosed ADHD, but here we are.
Found a way to turn lemons into lemonade.
Exactly. Yeah, but like you're saying, you're just learning. I'm just learning. It's something that you have to do. And hopefully, Shantae, you will get this message from hearing from me and from Queen Michelle that you have to take time for yourself. In spite of making people happy, at some point you have to make yourself happy. Yeah. It's that simple.
And one of the ways I've started thinking about this, you know, because this is the habit. It's like maybe I'm still working on being able to do things just solely for myself and being okay with that. I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
Through therapy and conversations like this and talking to my friends. But I'm still thinking about the example I'm setting for my daughters, right? So I am trying now that they are 23 and 26 to talk to them about my menopause brain. I'm like, how old are they? Is what he's referring to. I want them to start practicing now the art of saying no.
Yes.
Because I see it in them, pleasing, excelling, not wanting to take anything for granted, always showing gratitude, right? Feeling like they're enough right now, right? It's a practice.
It is.
Right?
This is why the boomers failed us. The boomers truly failed us. They are the failed generation, all the way from the president of the United States of America to how it is that they've taught and indoctrinated their daughters. The boomers truly failed
Kiss
the
my
United
ass.
States.
He's not a boomer. He's an ex.
And this is now why you see the downfall of the United States of America.
He's
And
not
I
a
think
boomer.
that this woman continues to embarrass her husband. I think that it's just bad. It's just bad. I don't want to put anything on them that's not true. I don't know what the true sentiment of what really is going on, and I don't presume to know what's happening with the situation. But I will say that it is incredibly embarrassing for him. Maybe he doesn't feel embarrassed, but the fact that he has to continue to deal with this nonsense is truly sickening, in my opinion. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link.
All right, guys. We're open for full discussion on that. Overall, guys, welcome to Ghost OG J Speed in the building tonight, man. What's going on, my brother? So we'll get
you get it. Yeah, I want to talk more shit to Anton and I do what the woman was talking about.
What are your thoughts, OG?
What's going on?
Well, that was my first thought because I'm so goddamn tired of people talking about the boomers like nobody else in the world ever make mistakes other than more seasoned people. Now, he sounds just as stupid as she sounds. Now, if I was really listening to Michelle, I would say there's something going on in that relationship. Because when I hear people talk like that, I hear people like hurt. She sounds like she's more hurt about something.
Working on that.
Right? And I think, now this is me speculating, because I've been around the clock a couple times. I think Brock is taking it because she got some shit on him. So that's what it looked like to me. Did she know who she married? That's number one. He has some shitty deals going on, and he can't really say anything. Y'all remember back in a couple months ago that he had a little dazzling stress on his arm, or they were saying that he was trying to get with this little white girl,
Jennifer Aniston.
Understand? Yeah. So when you start putting this together, then you start trying to talk about, well, this is what women are. This is what women do. No, that sounds like hurt. What she's talking about is like when your buddies come around you and he's going through with his girl, he starts saying bullshit like that. So to me, that sounds like hurt. And I really believe Brock is not saying anything because she know all his little dirty secrets. I don't think he's scared of her, but I think he know, look, you want me to imp out my closet like Shay Shay? You understand what I'm saying? It could be a lot of baby oil in that goddamn discussion now. Because y'all know that boy wrote that book. And he ain't never sued that boy for writing that book. You remember that BMW? Let me say BMU. He ain't never sued that boy for writing that book talking about they was in a relationship. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, man.
So if it was, look, if he had his power that you think the president have, wouldn't you think something would have happened as far as that boy writing that book about his relationship with Barack Obama? And all of a sudden he turned out, he changed his mind about what are them flag carrying people who love. No, I got something else different from them flag carrying people who like to yell out the ABCs like we didn't learn them in school. But y'all go ahead. I rest.
Gentlemen, let me explain something to y'all, man. What you're looking at is defeat manifesting itself in sign language. You know what I mean? Her need to be right is really showing. You know what I mean? She came up with this lame excuse about centering herself and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. You knew when Donald Trump was going to have his inauguration because you showed up for a couple of them your damn self. You know, how would you have felt if Hillary didn't show up for Barack? You know what I'm saying? If the other Bush's wife didn't show up, you know what I mean, for the inauguration. You know, that's to me, that's wild, man. But yet at the same time, you can't set your pride aside to do the right thing. And you know, the killing part about it, she's setting a bad example for other women to do the exact same thing, to not show up for their own families. And to me, that's an awful thing to set forth, man. And the killing part about it is every time they do stuff like that, when guys get on shows like this and they say what they have to say, all they're doing is proving them right. And every time you get up, and then Taraji, she make me sick. Ladies, let me ask you a question. Why is it that when you don't have a point, you make one up? And it sounds so stupid. You're going to sit up here and say you had known somebody who posed some hot fish grease on themselves and didn't know they was on fire. First of all, what you doing with hot grease up to chest level? To me, that don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you got hot grease all on your chest and walking around talking about what's that crispy, delicious smell I smell? You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, it smells good. That's the dumbest thing ever. And you know the funny thing about it? You got people in the chat like Anissa who be like, girl, I fried myself too. I remember when I posed some hot grease all my chest, and then they just gather around the doggone sister circle, you know what I'm saying, and talk about the imaginary thing that happened to them that really didn't happen. I'm gonna start asking questions. Taraji, where your hot grease on your chest? Go ahead and show us, because I can't take at face value what you're saying because it don't make sense. Who walks around with hot grease at chest level? That to me right there, let me know you already don't know how to cook. You see what I'm saying? Anybody who's been around folks who already know how to cook, no, you don't pick up no hot ass grease up chest level unless you fell into the damn grease yourself.
That's just so funny. You know, that's turned into a hot grease story.
Warm up the French fry grease. Yeah, just go ahead and just batter yourself up. You know, go ahead and get yourself a little tempura batter and jump on in the hot fresh grease.
You know what happened, really. The chick picked up a piece of chicken before it was kind of drained, and a drop probably fell out on her chest, and that turned into her spilling a whole vat of hot grease on her chest.
Right. Okay. Right. Let me ask y'all a question before we go any further with this. But let me ask y'all a question because I'm getting kind of scared now my damn self. None of my shit was working right, and I didn't know y'all was talking about Michelle. But none of my shit was working right. I went to the store, goddamn, got a flat tire. And then I supposed to be here on time. I got in the house. The damn water was cut off because they're working on damn water down the street. And then I got on the damn camera. My camera ain't never not worked right. My microphone was real low and shit. And then I started to think about it. Now, tell me, is this true for y'all? Michelle is starting to look like a voodoo doctor.
Yeah, she sure is with her hairstyle.
Look, put that picture back up there again, BMW. She's starting to look like a voodoo doctor. And you know how Grease story might be true, lost in translation, because you know Richard Pryor said that boy pissed in that water and turned blue.
Some damn hot fish grease. Where they do that at, man?
Yeah, that's just funny.
They act like we don't know how to cook. That don't make no kind of sense at all. And, you know, the killer part about it is the reason why they're able to have shows like this is because nobody challenges them and they don't invite challenge. And that's the issue. I'll tell anybody, man, you're more than welcome to come over here. We can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But we already know we're not going to get the invite to come to your show. Because we're going to be clowning. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be speaking truth to power. And people don't want the truth. Hold on. We got another super chat. A couple of more super chats. Big Ant 11 cents, $10. He said, respect to the panel. I don't know, BMU. maybe she was hungry. She decided to cook herself. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it, Big Ant. Then we also got a $4.99 super chat. He said Barack is going through his Will Smith treatment right now. Both of their wives got podcasts and take constant humiliation from them. You know what?
Yep.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Up, man.
It's about that time. I'm gonna go ahead and run up some doggone super chat music. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all been sending the monies in, and I appreciate it. Give me just a second while I go ahead and do that, y'all.
Whatever you want, whoa, whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Oh, whatever you need, then nothing I won't do. Oh, whatever you want, oh, my heart belongs to you. Whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Whatever you need, there's nothing I won't do. Whatever you want, my heart belongs to you.
Jonas, hey, but Jonas must got some good bleaching cream. JoJo. I thought JoJo was darker than that. VMU.
It's my turn.
How you doing, Uncle Jeff?
Jeff over there warming up the fish grease, man.
Oh, okay.
He muted that big ass microphone. That microphone look big, don't it?
Yeah, if he smoke all that stuff behind him, he gonna need some fish. He gonna have the munchies like hell.
Can't hear you, Jeff.
Jeff can't hear you.
Oh, that's because I didn't turn my shit. Well, that's hilarious, gentlemen. I'm working on this. I'm working on this bucket, J Speed. I'm gonna try. But you know what? This bucket behind me, I found that weed is like women. Just like you can't fuck them all, you can't smoke it all. You can't. And I have tried both. I tried to. That's what young men need to find out. I don't care how you try. It's a song that works against it. They're gonna play it next month.
Yeah.
It go like this. Dun 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 dun. Fresh batch. You can't fuck them.
Yeah.
But I think I really want to get around. I think we on to something with this fish grease here. Okay. And our women in particular who I'm discussing. I don't care what other women do it. Black women get in a circle and go, look, we need to feel sad to keep us warm. We don't care where you got that sad log. We don't care who you stole it from. All it's got to do is show up and burn. And burnt yourself with fish grease till you can't pay attention because you so stressed out by your man and your kids. That burns. Put it on the fire. We are not going, we don't care where it came from. We're not going to look at any logic. It helps us feel sad. This is why a woman's mind naturally spins up in a time of crisis. I don't use sentences. When women get worked up, don't use sentences. Don't use declarative sentences. Use interrogative sentences. Use questions. Nothing stops that whirlpool of crazy like a question. Really? So how hot was the fish grease and how high was it? And stop. Don't say shit else.
Yeah.
Now, and you can preface it. If the next words that come out of your mouth do not address my question, then understand, because both of us speak English and went to high school, you are as full of shit as a Christmas turkey is full of dressing. If I ask you a question and you answer it either with another question or you deflect, I ask again, how hot and how high was the grease go? And just let them twist. It becomes that simple.
To me, it just didn't make no sense, man.
Of course not, because it don't make no sense.
No
sense.
I think all guys right now should get them a good Al Green grit story, and we all get around a powwow and tell how grit.
But you know what? We wouldn't be lying though. Do you know how many wonders,
hot water,
and stuff we didn't had to replace? You know what I'm saying? How many burnt up clothes,
cars,
you know, all of that stuff, man. We wouldn't be lying though. We don't think about it. Think about it. Men don't use other men's stories to justify what happened to them.
No, we just happen to all have similar stories.
Right. And be like, this is what happened to me. Not none of this. You know what? I heard OG got his car set on fire by apple juice. You know what I'm saying? By rolling applesauce all across his car, set his house on fire. You know, and the whole neighborhood. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And aliens came down and took him away and then brought him back and he had superpowers. Just crazy stuff, man. When Taraji said she had a friend who didn't even know she was getting cooked, that don't make no kind of logical sense whatsoever.
Wait a minute, but can I?
You need to stay away from that crazy bitch.
Man.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Wait a minute now. I'm trying to really understand this now, because y'all know I wasn't here for the festivities, and so I didn't get to hear a lot of it. But what was the fish grease story about?
She had a friend, man. Yeah, she had a friend.
That was Taraji P. Henson's attempt to empathize with what Michelle was going through.
Yeah.
Talking about, so I understand what you're going through. Girl, let me tell you about this friend I had. She was so big and going through it. She had some hot. She didn't even know she was getting cooked by hot fish grease all on her chest. And then go on and tell a joke and laugh.
Yeah, but did she say her friend had sagging tits? I mean, what was going on here?
Deep fried tatas.
Right. Did you get a
cooking naked, ma'am?
Did you get a long sleeve titty? Did it drop in the grease? Yeah. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
she said she didn't know.
Well, you know, she's an actor, so let's say actress. So she might have a friend that went out there, got one of them cheap sets. The ones that look like a grapefruit and a sock, you know, when they get it.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about? When they cool down, when the silicone works settle.
Yeah, it works out. Y'all just think about an orange grapefruit and a sock.
We got you.
Yeah, you got.
When them old, they had them about 10 years.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Your chest look like the number 10.
So that could, I mean, I don't know.
She was trying to sound intelligent, and what came out of her mouth was just like, oh my God, just come on, sisters. And the fact that there's a podcast, right? Because I would think at this age, especially Michelle, man, I've always admired the Obamas, going through that process, right? You're at the highest league. I think the promotion should be more about family and unity, because if she's going out, getting on podcasts and sort of talking from a non-supportive of men, black men especially, and she had one of the greatest men potentially in our history, they're getting a big old, 50,000 square feet library built on historic land right now in Chicago. It's gonna be complete in the next 2 years. And the fact that I hope they don't get a divorce, but the message
I think she's setting it up.
Hold on, but I'm saying the message that's being pushed out, it's going to destroy the black woman.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take the black women over a wrong cliff, and brothers are going to get it together. It's unfortunate. Ladies, if you want to be found by a man, you have to get away from these type of ideologies.
Come on, man.
If you stand next to them, you will have hot fish grease on you and you won't even know it. And every brother looking at you, he'll smell it, burn it. He'll be like, hell no, get away from that. Ladies, come on. That's all.
But Coach Fred,
JD, stop, man.
Let's look at this though. This is all jokes aside, Coach Fred. Think about this. If your wife is in competition with you, right? And she went to Princeton and you went to Harvard, and she have always looked at herself, you know, because Princeton and Harvard be fighting against each other who got the best law school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there's that.
So let's look at this in a serious way. All right. Her husband has had the highest job that you could ever have, and she can never have that job. So that knocked her off the Richter scale. So now she feel like she haven't fulfilled the best of her because she's looking at the competition. Is no competition now. Can y'all concede that might be going through her head, especially if she wants to be in competition?
All she got to do is run for president
and fail, and then she gonna be more miserable.
Oh yeah, she gonna stop a hole in the ground like Ron.
She wouldn't even get nominated. You know?
Well, the funny thing is that I think what she's doing now takes her out of the running.
Oh yeah.
Right? Not that she would win anyway, but the way she's. And here's another thing. Even though Coach Ferg, what you said, man, we're right on. The only thing is we gotta stop thinking that the black women are already where Michelle is at. 92% of the women are ignoring reality. Period. She just. If we were Crimson Cure, we just found out. Not just found out. I think Michelle Obama has solidified herself as being a hyena and not a lioness. She's actually been a hyena in disguise all this time.
I'm a smoke a whole bag of that. I think what is I'm just gonna read it for the sake of speed. It's a comment by Sister Mo Love. She says, Coach, you know it bothers me that men view women in such a negative light. We're not all this way. Sis, I don't know Jay Speed's lady status. I don't get the vibe from either Jay Speed, Coach Ferg, or Lit that they've had some kind of lady shortage. I don't even now, Brother Jay, I don't imagine you being in some kind of a JJ drought. Me and Boomadoo, Brother Payne, are proudly married to black women. So this all women thing, we're not discussing all women. And if we were going to lean on any women, Sister Mo, funny you should bring it up. It's you good ones. I say it all the time. The biggest problem that black women have is not bad black women. It's good black women, because you don't go out of your way to separate yourself from the bullshit that comes out of the sisters' mouths that talk this bullshit. Because the wrong people are doing the good sisters press. Because India Ari is not doing your press. Because Angela Bassett is not doing your press. Now Sister Michelle Obama is doing your press, and you are not crystal clear on this position here tonight. If you want to move the needle between Black women and Black men tonight, sisters who are here and watching right now, I need you to take a definitive position on where Michelle Obama is and say exactly how you feel about it, because that's the problem. The good sisters aren't outspoken enough, and you are going to suffer, not us. Those of you who are holy, those of you who read the Bible, those of you who go out of your way to try to show your minister your panties on Sunday because you quote unquote caught the spirit. What part of the 66 books is this? Answer any of those questions in the chat. If you type anything else other than answers to my questions, then you, sisters, are a part of the problem. Watch what happens, fellas. I'll write it in the back chat. What's going to happen?
Yeah, what's going on, Francis? I'm broadcasting. I would like to second that, and I would like for all the ladies, y'all know my stance. I have been called the biggest Captain Saberhole on the internet for the last 15 years because I do defend righteous women. But I would like for y'all to think in your mind right now, if Obama would have ever came out and said he could have did much better as a president, could have went much further in his life if he didn't have Michelle in his life, because he couldn't feel like he had to work between the way she was feeling versus the way he feel, y'all would totally go in on his ass. And you can't even name a successful person. This is what I wanted to say, young ladies. And I'm not talking about the manosphere. Let's get out of this bullshit. We're not talking about red pill. Let's get out of that bullshit too. I'm talking about men who have had, men that you respect, have had failed marriages. You have never heard them come out and say it was due to their wife, because they know they'd be eaten alive. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, y'all have to, and this is why the nation, men train men and women train women, because it goes back to what Uncle Jeff said earlier. Y'all not making these women be accountable, because y'all tune into these shows like Lifetime and all this other bullshit. It's anti-man and stuff like that. Y'all went through the years of Oprah Winfrey and stuff like that. Was she speaking? And that's all in that same class. And that one woman, she had a problem with Oprah not even want to pay us. And let's just back this up with some foundation that y'all have taught us, young ladies. A lot of y'all say y'all don't like to be around women because they too trashy, or they got too much shit going on and too much drama. Y'all tell us that. The first time we asked you got any lady friends? No, I don't hang around women.
I can't stand it.
I can't. Y'all say stuff like that. So if y'all don't like to hang around that kind of trashy energy, talk and energy and vibration and all that kind of, what make y'all think that it don't feed back on us? Because the black man is the problem of all the world. That's what's been taught. The black man is the problem of all the world. No, I even asked my sisters, and God bless their souls, and I only have one left out of 11. I used to ask my sister, if you had to take a number of responsibility of the failed black community, what number would you take? None of them could come up with a good number. They stayed in the 10 and 15%. That's not even logical. So I'm not anti-woman. I'm anti-bad woman. Bad lady. That's what I'm anti. Because you are the first teachers of life. And if you fucked up in the head, you're sending that energy in your womb.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh, oh boy.
Yeah,
so by the time the child get here, that energy thrives in his he or she DNA. And they're going to have to struggle with that for the rest of life. And this is why the nation say, never put your woman under any kind of pressure when she's carrying a child. Go with all the craziness she want. Pickles with peanut butter and ice cream. Just give her whatever she want. I don't care if she want to eat 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a day, because we know what the importance of that. Because that seed inside of her is precious. So don't you ever accuse me. My receipts is all over the internet. I have defended women way more than I ever try to defend men, because I wanted the guys in this space to hear the other side of the story. So my record speaks for itself. But the problem is, men have always been put under the microscope. Everybody tells us what's wrong with us. Japanese women, Japanese men, Asian, Italian. Everybody tell the black man what's wrong with him. But you know what the problem is, black woman? You have never been put under the microscope, and you don't like it.
Guess that it.
Yeah. I mean,
let me just say this real quick. You know what you said about the pregnant woman, about what goes into a baby when she's when the baby's still being I guess incubated or whatever you call it. I forgot the real scientific word. Almost everybody agrees with what you said, OG. I don't think what you say and how you treat the woman when she's pregnant matters. And I don't care what race you are. I think almost everybody agrees with that. You know what I'm saying? This shit's like a universal truth. That's the glow period for a woman when she's has a baby, when she's pregnant. We got to treat them with kid gloves. And if she's ratchet, she's doing the kid a disservice, big time. And and somehow it manifests itself one way or the other.
For sure, man.
I'm sorry, go ahead,
no, I'm just saying, man, y'all hitting too good, man. That's like, but as far as more love, like she's open, man. She's open to learning, man. She's coming around. That's why she's here, man. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
She calls out the BS, man, when she see it. That's one thing.
Okay.
I seen a beautiful thing. Wait a minute, Uncle Jay. I seen a beautiful thing yesterday. I seen Dion talking to his son when he was adolescent.
Mm-hmm.
And he said right there in front of his son, said, you love me? And his son said, yeah. He said, do you love your mother? And his son said, yes. He said, don't want you ever thinking you got to love me more than you love her, or you got to love her more than you love me. We both love you. And see, I came up in a time when fathers like Sanford and Son, my 3 sons, so Sebastian, I forgot what that was. It was done in New York.
Yeah, good time.
And wait a minute, no. And the Griffith. I'm talking about single fathers was raising their children.
Yeah, fathers wearing my 3 sons, courtship of Eddie's father.
Right.
Right. See, and for some reason or another, that we're starting to look at this right now in this world, and it started with the Balls, and it started with the Sanders. They don't want strong fathers. I'm broadcasting. I need a charger right now. If you don't get away from my door, you're going to need extra string for that shoe. The 2 shoes you're wearing, because I'm going to put a 3rd one in your ass. You don't get away from my door.
I beg your pardon?
And so, what we don't understand is
the lost art of base. Excellent there, Jay.
Yeah, so this is what I growed up to, seeing positive role models and positive fathers. And a lot of people didn't even understand that Sanford's son was so strong because it was the love of a father and son. And then what happened in the 80s? They started making all fathers look stupid. Even when there was in the house, They made the wife smart and saying how stupid the husband was. He was always the one was stupid in the wise jokes, other than Bundy, but that was in the 90s. All the other fathers on shows, they made them look. They made them just stupid,
emasculated,
buffoons. Yep. I get no bigger buffoon than Tim the Tool Man.
So
I
what do you
hated
think
that
about
show.
Cosby? Okay.
I hated that show, man. His wife made him look like a. I forgot the white actor who played it. He was the worst man, and I wasn't even into this shit, man. When I saw that show, I said, "This guy's an asshole." His wife is taking all kinds of advantage of him, treats him like shit, and they even had an episode when she was going to bang out somebody else.
Well,
she didn't do it. She was getting ready to bang out somebody else.
I didn't like the Cosby Show. I only seen
Tim Allen.
I only seen 2 Cosby shows, and the one turned my stomach so much because the 2 I seen, she was trying to prove more to Edward what she didn't have to do, what her husband had to do, than being a wife. That's why I didn't like that show. I seen it within that show. The whole thing was between Edward, like they was trying to make him like Archie Bunker, a woman chauvinist. So, but she would go overboard to try to, Evan. That's, you know what I'm talking about. Their whole conversation was about not doing. She don't have to do anything that her husband. She was her own woman, and she could do what she wanted to do when she wanted to do. That's why I didn't watch that show. As well as I didn't watch any shows on the opposite side too. If you was bashing women, I wouldn't watch your show. I don't listen to that kind of music. And I'm just telling you, I'm just straight down the line. Wrong is wrong to me.
So let me ask you guys a question though, on this same topic. Back then, most of the producers of all these shows was white men. Why did they do this?
Man, it's all
No.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, why did they?
I'm gonna tell you why. Advertising dollars.
Okay.
You know, think about it. Who watches most TV? It's not the men. It's the women.
Yes,
and if you want to extract dollars out of women, you paint the story that's the fantasy that they want to see played out.
There you go.
Think about it. In real life, their husband is winning, but in fantasy, he needs to lose. You see what I'm saying? So they'll turn in for that. You know, think about it. All the good movies that women love involve some form of cheating.
Somebody cheating.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what they want. And the killing part about it is they manifest that stuff into reality or to some type of a psychosis inside their mind that makes them think that their husband is cheating. If that man is working as hard as he say he is, and he's taking care of the bills and doing all this other stuff, I assure you he has no energy left for cheating.
The inch again, it to go back, let me count. Excuse me real quick. I think I said it 20 minutes ago. Somebody count how many comments Mo Love has put up. And with love, sis, I love talking to you. But this is a prime example of what we're discussing. I asked very simple questions, and I asked them of the sisters. And I'm sure you heard me, but you didn't take the time to respond. That's in your bones. That's not even your fault. It is in the Black woman's DNA in America to be willfully obstinate to her man, period. I asked a very simple request. I wasn't funky about it, I don't think. And it's not your fault. It's just that we need to address it, and so do you. We need to address as people what was done to us here and how that makes us subconsciously communicate with one another. There's a prime. I didn't even say shit. I just let the time go by. It's just that I'm on another page. I'm simultaneously doing something, but I started to just counter. I started to count from the time I asked the question to how many comments were made that leapfrogged over it. And we are so used to it. Not one man here said, hey, what about Jeff's questions that he asked of the ladies? Not one of us, because we are used to this kind of shit. The late Patrice O'Neal said it. He says 2 letters that's killing black male and female relationships. It come from a white woman's mouth. They are the letters O and K. The first time you ask a white woman to do something for you and she don't ask you nothing back and she say, okay, oh, sisters can forget it. Yeah, baby, could you pick up my dry cleaner from the cleaners? Not, it's closer on your way home from work. I got this to do. Why? No, okay. What? You just gonna do what I said do? I don't know how, I can't get that everywhere. I can't just spit out a request and just have you do it. Not question it, not examine it, just fucking do it. I can't try. Do the little experiment. Okay, I'm not talking about the simple one. This one's easy. The best women, if you ask the best woman a question, she's going to answer your question, just not first. There's going to be a lot of other shit that's going to come out of her head, but your question will be in there somewhere. The other ones, a lot of shit come out of their head, and the answer to your question ain't in there nowhere. They just fucking with you on that oval dirt track that I've discussed. But I just thought I would bring that up. And it's very simple. It's very subliminal. Black community. It's very undermining. And I don't, if you could, Mo, since you thought you answered my question, which was exactly how do you feel about the video of Michelle and Obama and her position, I will humbly apologize if you could cut it and paste it in the last 20 minutes where you directly answered that question. I'm done.
That's a good one, man. I tell you, it'd be nice for ladies to come out. How do you feel about it? That's a good question. Yeah.
No, I said it 20 minutes ago.
That's right. Yeah, maybe she got it. It's funny though. You said something else about the ladies out there. I don't want to. Sometimes I don't like talking about my relationship with my wife. I have to actually ask her. I have to actually tell her sometimes. You know what, hon? I can do this shit myself. She volunteers to do shit for me, right? I said, no, don't worry about it. Right? She left. I mean, more than one occasion where
she tries to outlove you. Yeah, I got one of them. One of them.
You know what I'm saying? One time she left the house, right? And she wanted to come all the way back to get something to go back out. And I said, no. No, man, just go do what you got to do. I got it covered. I said, I got to go worry about it. I said, it happens so often that, it's just something that's ingrained in her. And I didn't put it there. I didn't put that there. It's just something that she does. And so sometimes I have to tell her, listen, you can stand down on this. I said, don't lose it. No, let's not lose what you are. But sometimes, you know what? Your husband, even though I'm a male chauvinist pig, I can do a few things myself.
We gonna go and put it where it is, Brother Payne. Okay, I'm going to say it. It's because you found a wife. Those are hard to find now.
Hold on, Uncle Jeff. Hold on. Okay, so it's crazy, right? I'm listening to y'all stories, man, and it's crazy. I know I got lucky, right? I know I got lucky, but my wife tell me more than anything how lucky she is, right?
That's why you got lucky.
So it's like, and I'm not using the Bible or anything, but it is written in there that, if the wife finds a good thing, and she's already those things that are becoming of a wife, but it also says it's one of the hardest things you would ever do in your life.
But what does that speak to?
But I think it's
without saying it out loud.
Yeah.
What does it say?
And that's why I always go to that part, because think about all of the women that we may have looked at and had she's beautiful and man. And then I go say something to a little female or a little woman. I don't like light-skinned dudes. So now I'm supposed to, stick my chest up and go and get it, right? And just take it, no diddy. But, I walk away with pride, like, okay, she lost out. And then to finally come into that space, you know what I'm saying, when I did and been able to do the things that I was been able to do since then, I feel for young people out there, man, because you know, it's going to be a lot more. I mean, it's going to be even harder because people are talking from young ages. I don't want to be married. I want to be by myself. And as you get older, you can't live that life and live in peace of mind. You know how stressful it is to always have to make your own fire? Always have to, you know what I'm saying? I feel for the brothers, man. I do. I think about it. I'm glad I got out of them streets. My wife needs me. Listen, you're going to have to come to my basement if you want to see her. Bring some Budweiser. You know what I'm saying? She ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going back out on them streets. It's going to be to death. So I salute the brothers, man. Don't listen to people, man, who's crying about relationship. Get far away from them as you can.
But, so the thing about it is we have to teach the younger ones what really to look for. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, hey, don't marry that one. Well, give him the blueprint on what he should look for. You see what I'm saying? Because people will take stuff and dress it up and hide it. And they'll make it seem like what you're looking for is what you're looking for when it's not really that at all. You know, people will take words like from the Bible, say, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, but they leave out the part about favor. You see what I'm saying? The favor is the part that activates it. And then without the Bible saying so much, is it's rare. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a whole lot of bad women out there. You see what I'm saying? But the Bible don't go out the way and say that women are bad. It's just saying that when you do get one, make sure you hold on to it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Here's what you look for. This is what a wife looks like. Because sometimes women will put on the costume of a good woman and steal the valor or the actions of another woman to convince you that they are good when they're not. So that's the main reason why it's up to us as men to talk to the younger guys and say, hey, look, we got a problem. It's hard for us to tell which ones are the good ones from the bad ones. Here's what we found out that works good and what it looks like. Our Payne has an example of a wife. Look at what she does. She takes care of him. She's pleasant. You know what I'm saying? Our Payne has lasted this long. You know, he's in good spirits and good health. He always has something good to say about his wife. That's an example of a good woman. And then we got Jeff. He's always bragging on his wife. There's a reason why he married her. Because she's a good woman. You know what I mean? She's good to him. And he's lasting longer. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of women that extend your life. You know, Trey Ferg, same way, Jay as well. But that's what we have to do is we have to teach our boys what to look for. You know, because we already know having a good wife is an ally. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing better than having a good wife. But the problem is we got too many people putting on the good wife costume, telling folks that they're good wives, and they don't have the fruit to show for it.
Well,
that's on us. That's on us how to do it.
Back off of what you're saying, though. Listen, it's no. For me, I've come to the realization that I might be able to tell a man how to be married. Forget about the process of getting there. They ain't gonna listen to me. They said you're in a different time. Jedi Mike is not 30 years old yet. I think he's still younger than 30, right?
Yeah.
He had to go through a vetting process with the woman he married, right? Whatever he did, because he married, quote unquote, the so-called modern woman, right? So he had a conversation that might have been different than the conversation. Believe me, some of it is I don't think it was that different, but whatever he had to say for him to be comfortable with his wife plucking her out of the pond of the modern era is something that maybe other young people might be able to relate to. Absolutely. As opposed to saying, you old motherfucker, you know, the women were different back then. And if I were to list the things he found out about his proposed wife and the things I found out, I bet you 90% of this shit is the same. But I couldn't convince nobody of that. But he might be able to say what he had to do to identify how this woman is not the same as the women of all the rest of them in this modern era. And maybe the young people might listen to that. Because I know I've been on, when I go on, this might be risky, he always has young men on there and they're always complaining about women. right? And I just asked a couple of the guys. I said, man, you guys don't have nobody, no woman who likes you. You know, there's no women out there that's sweet on you as a man, and you're sweet on her. Because if that's true, if you no, not that, but if you do have a woman that likes you and you like her back, then how come y'all can't make something work? What kind of conversations are you having? They're giving me all kinds of bullshit. I said, then if you guys, the way y'all guys look, y'all have jobs, you're in your 20s, early 30s, or maybe a little younger than that. And if you're telling me you don't have no women who are sweet on you, then I don't envy you. I feel sorry for you. Because as ugly as I am, I can't remember when I was young that I didn't have at least one woman who liked me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you start there. I mean, these guys act like there's nobody. If you have a woman that likes you, isn't that a door that you can not manipulate, but that you can try to pass through to see if this woman is worthy?
I gotta.
What am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? What am I saying wrong?
Mr. Payne. Go ahead, Uncle Jeff.
You got next, Jay.
Number one, you're not taking into account the time you're in. Okay.
That's what I just did, but go ahead.
No, you when you say you can't just find one girl that likes you and start there, this is to imply that they haven't. The issue is that the wrong girl can like you.
Okay.
What they have had is absolutely no instruction on how to find the right girl and where to look. And the instruction that you give them, bruh, I have given an FBI profile instruction on how to find good women. And I have not had one young dude come back and go, you know what, Uncle Jeff, I did what you said. I went to Reva. I went to Danica Marie.
I know when you said that. I thought that was a good idea.
Not one of them has come back and said, I met up with this girl and she was trifling too. This is because, again, their conflict resolution, a great many of them, has been set by the same people who like to keep warm by the sad fire. I don't want an excuse. I mean, I don't want a solution. I want to keep warm by this fire, this sad fire of all women. Ain't all the women I run into ain't shit. Okay, fine, brothers, leave. If this is my problem with young brothers. If what you are saying is that 100% of the black women in the 48 contiguous United States ain't shit, then let me go ahead and agree with that and tell you to take your passport and leave. That makes sense to me. If you don't believe that, then that means somewhere there is a woman that is your type, your age, that fits your box to make a life with you. Then you need to be about finding her instead of belly aching about everybody that ain't her.
That's my mom. I agree.
And they don't want to hear that shit, bro.
Why?
Because
That's what I'm saying. Why? Because they're lazy?
Why? I'll say it and I'll land the plane. Because they were raised by people who enjoy staying warm by the sad fire. They don't want a solution. They want okay, I swear to God, I'm landing the plane. Men argue on a drag strip. The one at the end with the most facts wins. Women argue on an oval dirt track. The first one run out of gas loses. That's the conflict resolution they if you run out of gas before them, they win. They just gonna keep on this oval dirt track of how bad women are and not at all focus on where to find the good ones. I'm done.
Go ahead, Jay.
Well, y'all know I'm getting a little old, so I be getting stuff every once in a while.
That's why we trying to hurry up and get in there.
That's why you gotta have a pen. You gotta write that shit down, man.
We want you to wait so long.
Yeah, I'm getting pen the next time. But Mr. Payne, I did remember this. in 2 counties in California, you call yourself ugly, that's a felony. Now, if you're willing for me to give you a bow on that, I will do that. But I'm just letting you know, don't come to California and say that. All right?
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Welcome to the internet.
Thank you. Is it
Anything
a felony to call somebody else ugly?
No, if you call yourself ugly, that's a felony.
Wow. You gotta let me know where that's at. I gotta stay out of that.
Yeah, but and see, this is why lost in translation. This is why I don't like to sometimes bring up proven places, because in proven places, it's not that they don't have some of the same egregious things going on with their members, but it's not as much. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people even ask me right now and say, you know, you in the nation, why you ain't got one of them nation women? Because them nation women stay with their men usually till death, do them part. You understand? And so the younger women, I have enough respect. The younger women, I have enough respect for the younger brothers to be able to have a proper wife for them. You understand? It's not that I couldn't go and get one of the younger women, but I only had my turn to turn. And if I failed with it, then it's time for them to have that first choice. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm damn sure ain't picking one on the outside of that, because I already know some rules I'm gonna have. All the women I ever been with in my life was natural. They didn't have no makeup on, no wigs, none of that stuff on. I mean, they didn't want to have us. If you send sample packs to the house, it end up in the garbage can. Because all the women I've been with as far as marriage-wise have always knew this one thing. No man makeup can make him look better than the Creator made them look and what they're supposed to be. Now, Lawson Podcast, it just came back to me when I said that. It just came back to me. I had to get that God. Well,
come on.
Let's don't leave God out of this. Because I want you to go ahead, because you know I went to 2nd grade. Go ahead and read Proverbs 21-19.
Hey Mo, if you're in the back, you gotta let us see who you are, man. We can't just let anybody up.
And I want, if you can, read it twice.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, OG.
No, he's looking up. You got it? Now you can read any version you want to. It's going to all say the same thing.
You're right. They said it's better to live in the desert land than with a quarrelsome or fretful woman.
Read the other one.
The roof of the house and the corner of the shack and all that other stuff. You know?
And
so that's all it said. Matter of fact, it says several times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They decorated and dressed it up in case you didn't get it the first time. You know what I mean?
Right.
A bunch of times. Go ahead, J Speed.
And so what I'm saying is, God foreseen all this.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Wait a minute. How a creator who can put the stars at a pinpoint where it just floats. You gonna tell me that the 2 human beings he created, he didn't know what their problems gonna be? See, the problem is, it's why I never let another man or another woman call my woman a lady. A lady is man-made. A woman is God-made.
You better say it.
See, a lady is just like a fashion. She changed whatever somebody says in the magazine or the TV say you need this lipstick, this eyebrow, this skirt, these shoes. But see, a woman knows exactly what she needs. And she ain't going to change with the season other than if it get cold, she going to put on a coat. But she ain't going to go out there and have a skirt on so damn short you can see her zip code if she sneezes. You understand what I'm saying? And so I never get on anybody podcasts or YouTube channels or whatever and ever talk about a woman, because a woman is always trying to perfect herself. Just like a good man. He's always trying to perfect himself. And so when you hear me talking about these things when it comes to, I call them mankind and ladies. Because that's what they are. They're not trying to perfect themselves. Some of them, they just want too much attention. If you think about it, young ladies, the same thing I tell my daughter, who's 28 years old and never had a boyfriend or girlfriend. Because I didn't raise her to have boyfriends and girlfriends. I raised her to seek for marriage. Right here in California. That don't make me a perfect person, but she had a strong mother and a strong father who pushed that message in her head. Don't be coming to me, skipping and hopping, talking about I like him. I want him to be my boyfriend. We didn't even play that when she was little. And she was just as cute as a button. So what I'm saying is, I think we don't got so far away from the design of the creator that we are creating and we are putting this right in our face. We don't need robots. They did a damn good enough job on us. And so when you really look at man and woman, we don't got so far away from the design. We got actually, when I read the message to the black man from Peace Be on His Soul, Elijah Muhammad, when I first read that book, I had to throw it down and a woman gave it to me. I had to throw it down because I was like, no, man, ain't nobody can be doing that. He was talking about human beings being grafted way back in 1930. Now, you are actually seeing men turning into women and women turning into men. And not only that, you are seeing women so displeased with what God had made them, they will go and put an inner tube in their ass. And you got that girl, Nicki Minaj, shaking her butt, and it looks like a road map with rocks in it now. So what I'm trying to say is I never get up here and talk anything shameful towards a woman who's striving to perfect themselves. I'm not looking for no perfect woman because there's no such thing. But as long as she's out there and she'll trying to perfect herself as I am, then we good. But don't tell me I gotta protect your honor when a man can count the pubic hairs on your tight ass them pants they got. You know, when I was coming up, they used to try to keep you from having a bite. That's what we used to call it. I don't know what y'all call it now. You know, when your pants, you go between your ass and lock in between your ass, and you know that they say you had a bite or your pants hugging inside of your ass cracks. What they used to call, what y'all call that now?
We call them nut huggers. All in your cutting your whole.
Yeah. They had names, but now they're actually making yoga pants, stretch pants to go in between a woman's ass so it can jiggle in the street. And y'all are wearing that shit like it's a badge of honor.
You know what, man? OG, I really don't see how is that shit comfortable. I really don't know.
They don't put the G string in the damn pants.
Pretty much.
How is it comfortable? Okay. I wanted to co-sign something before we got off into.
Well, we don't have to go down that
draws and ass.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. I was looking at that weed and must got me high, Uncle Jim.
No, I know. No, you'll never get me to push back on a conversation about a woman's ass in any capacity. But something that you said, I really wanted to are ordered by society. Am I breaking up?
No, you're back. Go ahead. Repeat what you said.
I said I wanted to co-sign what Brother Jay was saying. A lady's steps are ordered by society. A woman's steps are ordered by the Most High. And that's why a lady's steps change. What was ladylike in the 20s and 30s was not in the 40s and 50s, which was not in the 60s and 70s, which is not the 80s and 90s and so forth and so on till today. The steps the Most High has ordained for a woman has not changed ever. Ever. So I never thought about it that way until what Brother Jay said.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
But I don't think I don't think it can be explained any deeper. And I'd like to attribute that to shout out to my man. You know who you are. Me and you, me and Snoop share you as a grower. Shout out to you, bro. If I wasn't smoking shit that heavy, it probably wouldn't came to me right after what Jay Speed said. But he hit the nail on the head, brother. Ladies do what they want. Women do what the Most High says.
You know, can I add to that right real quick, Jeff? You know, it's funny because I get the old shit all the time. I've been married to my wife for 38 years. But I tell people all the time, I said it more than once, everywhere. I said, every time they tell me that I don't know what's going on, I said, listen, it's not one day that I've been married to my wife that she stopped being a woman.
Come on. Not one.
Not 1 second did she ever stop being a woman. So when you tell me I don't know nothing about ladies, you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
I've been up close and personal with a woman for 38 years. You know, you know, and this shit, man, you know, and she still talks to me, believe it or not, well, every so often she says some shit that she has never told me before. After all this time. You know, so I mean, people, but you know what? I do understand why young folks don't get that shit. I really do. So that's why I try to stay in my lane. That's why I brought up like a guy like Mike, you know, who could maybe relate to some of these young guys and say, listen, all is not lost. Right? Maybe you're not looking right. Maybe you're taking the wrong information in. Maybe your spirit isn't in the right place to actually identify a woman that might be good. Like I tell people, you know, before I met my wife, I stopped trying to have random flings. When I met, I was able to recognize that this one was a keeper. And I think you have to be in the right spiritual mind to have that shit really happen. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, but that's where I was. And I wasn't able to articulate it back then, but that's exactly what I did. I was ready to meet somebody like her. So I recognized that shit. And these guys, their heads are not clear enough to recognize a woman that might be somebody you could mold into somebody who is a good find. Because they look at all women as pork chops. You know,
here's the thing, Arpain. In order for us to fix this, we got to stop the guys, or we got to teach the guys to honor themselves first. You know what I'm saying? And to have them to curtail their appetite for bullshit.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. Today I was watching this show on TikTok where they kept showing guys on paternities on the paternity show. And every time they came up, they were like, "You are not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father." They did that like 10 times for effect. And then every time the judge was like, "Well, you too beautiful for that." That's our damn problem. We lean too much on beauty instead of actions. You see what I'm saying? Brother, you knew damn well when you laid down with that woman that was not your wife. Why would you do that? You see what I'm saying? Because you weren't strong enough for a man to say, "Hey, look, these are my rules," because you didn't know who you were. And now you got some other woman out here blaming you and whoever else she can think of to be your father, wasting your time, wasting your money in court. That's dumb.
That's
dumb.
Bro, again,
yeah, there's a way, there's a narrow way, and then there's the rest of the way.
I love
it. It ain't always about, doing what's popular. It's about doing what's right.
We got 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to do some final thoughts around? Go ahead, Scott.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to wrap this thing up, man. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I got to push back on you, but it take a lot longer than 2 minutes. I ain't gonna go into it.
The pushback, though, Jeff.
Yes, sir. But as usual, I'll say this, I'll shut up. This is excellent, bro. The fact that we brothers can get up here and drop real knowledge that can be found. And it's not for now, gentlemen. It's not. When this hell breaks loose, somebody through the rubble, however, whenever, 10, 15, 20, 100 years from now is going to find this wisdom and they're going to need it. We see you in the future, young black people, and we here for you. We love you. That's all I got to say.
All right, black man, that's it, man. You can wrap us up, brother.